I'm here with Sophia. We are at South Mountain Creamery. I'm on the farm in the offices. Thank you so much for joining Good Morning Frederick. So you are the marketing director in charge person of all the events and the marketing that happens here at South Mountain Creamery. That's a big job.
Yeah. Big.
But you've grown up at this farm. Your parents have been a part of this organization. Were your grandparents as well?
Yeah, so my grandparents started this in 2001. They bought the farm in 81. And then they started the home delivery in 2001.
Yeah.
And then my parents took it over in 2016, along with my aunt and my uncle.
Yeah, I think that's when I met your mom. I think at the time, it would have been right around that time. And wow, you guys have really made this an amazing...
Yeah, we've grown up.
Yeah, you have grown up, and you've, you know, really, it's really fun to watch you take this over. But there's so many great things that you guys do here that many of our viewers may not be aware of. I mean, you're a really integral part of the community here in Frederick County. 3,200 acres, though. I probably knew at one point, but had forgotten. You guys have most of the farm is not here in Middletown.
So a fun fact that we just learned from the Department of Agriculture is that we have the largest like connected farm in the state of Maryland.
Really?
Because all farms are like disconnected around like the Middletown, Frederick County area.
Yeah.
But like we have the largest like connected farm.
That's pretty
really
wild.
Cool. Yeah.
How many cows do you guys have?
So that's a great question because it kind of like varies.
Sure.
So we have beef cows and we have dairy cows.
Okay.
So beef herd I believe is around like 200.
Okay.
Like 300 I think, around there.
Yeah.
And then our dairy cattle is around like 500.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, you guys still allow public access to quite a bit of the farm, especially here in Middletown, obviously only here at Middletown. People can still feed.
You can feed our cows.
Feed the cows.
You can go on tours so you can learn about what we do and a little bit about agriculture, which is one of the main things that we try to do here, especially on the farm, is to help people learn about agriculture and farming and kind of like even the innovation of it, because a lot of what we do is kind of very innovative, very new technology that we're able to do, which is super, super cool, even for me who's grown up here my entire life. It's super cool. And so to help kids and even adults like learn about all that we can do with just farming is just really cool, and get people excited about farming.
It is really cool, and I do like to see where farmers can utilize innovation and technology to help make their lives easier, more efficient, get more out of everything that they're doing.
And just be better for the environment.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, and it is important to educate, because a lot of people who are not from Frederick County probably have never been to a working farm before, and that's pretty cool as well to have access like that.
It's just cool to allow people to kind of know where their food comes from, and that's the main thing that we do through home delivery, is that you know your farmer, so you know where your food is coming from. You can trust that it's good food and good for you. Yeah. And even if we use small and local farmers around the area, we know them personally. A lot of the farmers have seen me as a child, has grown up with me, and now when I call them to place an order, they're like, "Oh God, this makes me feel old." But like, for real, like I grew up with those farmers. I would raid their little coolers to get myself an apple. Yeah. Like I grew up there, and we trust them. Yeah. And if you trust us, you know that you're getting good food.
So you have a couple of different key things. One are the events that happen here at the farm. So you do events in the spring and the fall, pretty much, right? The big events.
Big events are spring and fall. We do sprinkle like live music, or like we do tours every Saturday, that kind of stuff throughout the summer, but mostly it's like spring and fall.
Yeah, okay. So coming up this fall, you were telling me about some events I had never heard of before.
So our corn maze opens September 21st.
Okay.
And so it's out of this world themed. You can go in, get lost, try to figure your way out. And that starts in mid to late September. Yeah. And then we have our 3rd annual corn maze crawl, which is a super fun event. It's 21 and up only, so that it's a very just adults only kind of night where we shut down the corn maze, so it's just adults. There's breweries, distilleries, wineries. There's free gifts for the first 500 people there. There's a bonfire that's huge. There's really good live music. Your ticket price comes with dinner.
Oh.
And then there's free samples, or you can buy full pours.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. And tickets are available on your website now?
On our website. We have prices for at the door, pre-sale, and if you're the designated driver, you do get a discount.
Oh, very cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. Do people go through the corn maze?
Sometimes we have it open from like 3 to 10 for this event, and so while it's still light out, we do kind of encourage people to go and like figure it out. But
once it gets dark,
once it starts to get kind of like scary, and like I don't even want to be in there.
I think after a few cocktails, I might just curl up somewhere in a corner. All right, so you got that going on. People can also come to the store and purchase their ice cream.
They have some meats there, some of our pantry items, but mostly we do is our ice cream, our mountain shakes, our sundaes.
Yes.
All that kind of stuff you can get there.
Yeah.
And then calf feedings as well is through the store.
Yeah, calf feeding. So people need to make reservations to come feed the calves.
Yes.
And you do that at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock. I believe they start conjugating around 3:30 to 3:45. We go over some like ground rules for the safety of our calves. We go over, you get a self-guided tour pamphlet as well with that, and you get a like kind of a guide to help you answer any questions that you may have, take any pictures that you want, and that kind of stuff, which makes it a little bit more personal.
What is your hope for South Mountain Creamery, you know, for the next year or two? What are you guys trying to do? Is there any particular goal in mind?
That's a really hard question. Honestly, for me personally, I think each of us, especially on like the leadership team or the ownership team, have our own kind of goals for what we want to see, and like with our personal position. Like I personally really want to see growth in like how we are with our consumers, like increasing our content and like kind of our engagement. So we're engaging with the people who like us, and like even people who don't even know who we are, like increasing that so that we can get the information of like, hey, we can deliver stuff straight from the cow to your doorstep. You can trust the food that we're getting you. Like you can, like, that is so important to me, to continue kind of the legacy of farming and continuing the legacy of like knowing where your food comes from. Because I feel like as we get more and more into this digital age, that separation becomes larger and larger.
Yeah, sure.
But I think in total, the company really kind of wants to just increase awareness of like what we do and like what we strive to provide, which is like good food, your farmer's market delivered, just good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you guys also have the location at 50 Citizens Way, which is your ice cream shop.
It's our ice cream and pizza shop.
And pizza.
Yeah, so we do ice cream, the same kind of concepts we do down in the store, but then we also do pizza, we have wings, we have a chicken sandwich now. We do a couple different hot food items that you can also
Had no idea about that. Okay.
And we have a couple draft beers, but mostly it's just the ice cream and then the pizza that we do.
Yes, very good. And you do your milkshakes down there as well?
Milkshakes, we do mountain shakes, we do our mountain sundaes, we do waffle cone sundaes, we do a whole bunch of stuff that just gets you high on sugar.
Yeah, there you go. Ah, well, there you go. You can count on that. If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about South Mountain Creamery, what would that be?
You're asking hard questions. That we're here for them, that we're here for the community, and that's one of the things that we strive to still do, is to be a part of the community as much as possible, and that because we're so integrated in Frederick County, that you're so close to where your food comes from.
Yeah.
And that if you have any questions, I'm the one responding to you, actually. So, like, if you have any questions, just let me know. Like, we are more than willing to erase the red tape and just answer any questions that anyone might have about our farming practices, what we do, who we supply from, anything that they might have questions to about farming or anything that we do. We are more than willing to answer those questions. Yeah,
well, it's good to have easy accessibility to the people in charge or who know the answers. That's pretty good. All right, so southmountaincreamery.com, is that what it is?
Yeah.
southmountaincreamery.com is the website. You can check it out, get your tickets for calf feeding and these special events going on throughout the year. Have a look at their home delivery. Maybe you'll find it can help you and your family. We want to thank Sophia so much for the time today. South Mountain Creamery, your local farmer right here in Middletown.
Yeah, thanks for having me.